Our devotion for today comes from Matthew 5. I know it's been a while since we were in these, but I still want to keep walking through the Sermon on the Mount together. And we're going to start at verse 38, or continue at verse 38. It says, "You have heard it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if anyone would sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who would borrow from you." So there's a lot here, especially in the context that you and I live in. So I'm going to be heavy on the application today. But before I get there, I want to start with just a quick little bit of background. A lot of this, we get it, makes sense. If you're not familiar, the phrase an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, that has been part of kind of the justice system for a very long time. If I remember my history correct, which I might not, the Hammurabic Code is one of the earliest examples we have of a written legal code, and this was a big part of it. You can also find this concept in some place in the Old Testament. And the idea is, if you take something from me, I'm taking something from you. It's kind of this our best approximation of balance. So that's the first note I have. And then the other note I have is the sentence, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go 2. Well, in Roman times, if a Roman citizen asked a non-Roman citizen living in Roman territory to carry all of their stuff down the road for 1 mile, they had to do it. And 1 mile was, they could make you carry it for 1 mile, but that was the limit. So that's kind of the background I want to give you. And what Jesus is teaching here is ultimately, don't seek justice for yourself. The heading in the ESV, the English Standard Version, is retaliation. And he says things, don't resist the one who is evil. If someone slaps you, let them do it again. If someone would sue you, give them more than they asked for. If someone is forcing you to carry their stuff, including a hated Roman, these are the only people who could have done it, carry it further than you have to. Give to people who beg. And ultimately what this passage is getting at is, don't be so worried about yourself and getting what's yours. Be more focused on treating others better than they deserve. And this definitely goes against kind of what we naturally tend to think, and that is, I have to get my justice. I have to take what is mine. I have to get even. Our nature, that's what we want to do, and Jesus is saying here, don't do that. So this is a passage that is tough for, I'm suspecting, almost everyone watching this video, including myself. A quick little story. A few weeks ago, I got rear-ended. And in talks, first of all, the lady who rear-ended me, she was super nice. Other than the fact that I got rear-ended, very pleasant encounter. Her insurance company was a little more difficult for me to deal with. And the reality is, I got my car fixed in St. Louis, and we moved here to California. My car's still in St. Louis. So the part of me, the natural part of me said, well, I want to go after this insurance company because they owe me to ship my car to St. Louis or to California, because it's kind of their fault it took so long. And then I was on the phone with my dad, and he was like, we're not called to that. Yeah, you could go to court. Yeah, you could probably win, but we're not called to take our pound of flesh. And he was right. So we didn't. Um, and it's tough. I can tell you from firsthand experience, it's tough to just let things go, to not retaliate, to not try and seek justice for ourselves. But the promise we have, and this is really cool, and hopefully we'll get there at some point. But in Revelation, and also throughout the Gospels, throughout the epistles, we're promised that God is going to take, uh, is going to vindicate His people, is going to bring justice for His people. So we don't seek justice on our own. We trust that God is going to take care of us. So apologies, I went a little over my time. I'll work to do better. It's because I told that story. But anyway, that's what I have for you today, brothers and sisters. Go in peace. Serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.